What's up, world? This is Sports Talk. I'm your main host, Jay, and this is my co-host,
Raider Boy.
Hey, Raider Boy. Now, I know there's a lot been going on, but I really want to touch down on a big injury that really just happened just yesterday. The Bills versus Bengals game. Quarter one. Damar Hamlin got injured.
Yeah, I seen that.
Safety.
The NFL world is devastated, man. I don't think this has ever happened before.
It's absolutely just
where the ambulance goes in the field, you know what I mean? I heard this man had cardiac arrest, so it's no joke, you know what I mean?
I think everyone was heartbroken. I was seeing the game earlier and, giving some light to it. And
right, there were definitely tears shed, the players were sad, man.
Absolutely.
It was hard to watch. I've been watching the sport for many years, and this has never happened. They usually give the thumbs up, and everybody claps, and they get them up out of there, and the show must go on. But this time it was different, This time you could see it in their face, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I told my brother, we were watching the game. I said, hey, brother, this shit seems a little serious. You seen the quarterback crying. Of course, the Bills, they really felt it.
Of course, yeah.
But the controversy thing is that they were saying that the NFL wanted them to play to warm up for 5 minutes after that happened and get them back on the field because there's a lot of money involved. You know what I mean?
That's heartbreaking right there. Because I think NFL is a business at the end of the day, and I understand what they're trying to do, but you got to realize this is a person's life at the end of the day.
Right. The game comes secondary. You know what I mean?
I believe what they're trying to do that's very disgusting, even if that's just a money grab.
Yeah. And you got to understand that we're in the playoffs. We're almost into the playoffs, so it's hard to squeeze their game in. I would think they would have played today, but it didn't seem like. They probably got other plans, But touching on the player, man, he's 24.
Oh,
okay. So real young, really young.
Defensive, he's a safety.
Yeah, he's a starter. He's a starter. They took him. They gave him. He couldn't. I guess his heart stopped. And they're trying to revive him. They're trying to. He wasn't breathing.
So he got hit right in that heart.
Right in the heart, man. Right where the heart. Right where it hurts. And I guess they gave him a CPR for 10 minutes.
Oh.
They said that they got some oxygen in him and they took him up. They took him out of there and they took him to Cincinnati University. Out there in Cincinnati and. Shout out to the family and
shout out to them.
And the Bills fan and everybody, man, because this is not about other teams. This is, like you said, this is a man's.
It's a man's life.
It's a man's life. This is a life or death situation. This is
I'm praying for his family. I give out my prayers.
No doubt.
I don't ever want to see someone going through that. It's just interjecting from that. I think, you want to play the game so hard, and he probably had no moment, and I think that's a rare thing, right? You don't really ever see that in NFL. You see knee injuries and MCL sprains, ACL sprains.
A lot of concussions, a
lot of head hits.
A lot of people felt like it was a concussion. He was going to get, like I said, thumbs up and to get him out of there. But this was different, This was different. This was scary. This was scary to watch, as a fan, But moving on.
Okay,
moving on. I would like to move on.
Okay, so I want to touch on the Raiders versus the 49ers. How do you feel about that, man?
Hell of a game, man. I was not expecting that from my team, and I don't think nobody in Raider Nation was expecting that. You know what I mean? But we got the will to win. We didn't win, but You
know what? Let me interchange on you.
Go ahead.
I respect.
Talk to me.
I respect the fact that the Raiders really did put up a game. Yeah. I thought as a Niners fan, I was going into that game and just
no, sir. It's a serious
punch and blow. And then I heard Derek Carr was not gonna go in there.
He wasn't in. He wasn't in.
He told me that, and you guys didn't have some starters. I thought this was gonna be a blowout, to be honest. I thought it was gonna be 40 something.
Look, I knew that you guys would be scoring. I knew that we would be scoring, but the defense, the Raiders have no defense.
No defense at all.
We are 32 ranked. That tells it all. You don't have to say no more. It speaks for itself.
Oh,
but I definitely seen the game. We started off as you saw.
Started off hot.
We started off hot.
With that drive.
Stidham, number 2 quarterback, first start. And God knows how long. I don't even think he's ever started an NFL game.
I don't think he ever.
I know he started off preseason, but that's preseason.
It's preseason,
You're playing third string, second string, and God knows who.
That's just little warm ups compared to what the actual NFL is about.
Right.
I think going into that game, Stidham was. I didn't think he was gonna be there.
He was feeling the moment, man. He knew this was his time to shine and no other time.
He was in that pocket, just dicing those throws out, bobbing them, and I really like how he's playing. I think he played better than Derek Carr would have played.
I disagree now. Disagree.
Disagree.
With that protection, that Stidham had, Carr would have torn him apart. No doubt in my mind.
I think definitely your O-line played better than one. But let's be real here. Come on.
Hey, I'm telling you, Carr would have tapped that ass.
Stidham was playing better than Carr would have been.
Hey, man, no knock to Stidham. He's a Raider. Hey, man, I'm telling you, if he'd have won, man, I'd have probably got his jersey. Because it means that much to me. As a fan, But
you Raiders fan?
The Raiders. The crazy thing was, is we were still in the playoffs. If we'd have beat you guys, and maybe beat KC coming up, hey, anything was possible. We were still in the hunt, but we took the L, and now we're out, and we got to look to the next season. Now there's a lot of talk saying that now that everybody knows Derek Carr's out the door, who's going to replace Derek Carr? Now, my personal opinion, man, I don't know if Roger wants to come in. Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay. Lamar, if he doesn't get paid by the Ravens.
Maybe.
But the quarterback that makes more sense, and I'm hearing out there, people talk, is Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Hey, QB, bring him in, man. Bring him into the desert.
To the Raiders?
Yes, sir. Oh. I'm open to that. You know what I mean?
If the Tom Brady came to the Raiders, man, you guys got some. But hey, man,
no more bullshit flags. You know what I mean? That's dead.
He's a very safe QB. He doesn't get injured at all.
Right, he's a go for a reason.
I think he is older, man. Though, so
yeah,
he's very old.
There's no escaping that. The age is there, man.
It's kind of like Joe Montana playing on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
he was old and skin and bones, but hey, Tom Brady has shown that he still can do it.
Right.
He's shown they're making their comeback right now. The Buccaneers, as we speak,
they're in the playoffs. As we speak,
they clinched it. They clinched it.
He may be 44 or 43, but he is in there.
He's in that pocket and he's winning those games for his team.
Yes, sir. And he's the GOAT, and nobody can take that from him.
I think we really need to touch on the Buccaneers because he wasn't connecting with Mike Evans.
No, I heard that.
That was hurting that team really, really hard because the loss of his, the super team, the season.
Gronk. Gronk. That played part.
That really hit him because Gronk was his
blanket, his safety blanket. You know what I mean?
He was just, if all went wrong, he could just throw it to him, and he would get it. But with the loss of him, it's been hurting that team this season.
Right, and of course, on the off season they had to make. You never keep the same team.
The same team ever.
No, man, you got to make moves. You got to make moves. It's a business.
People want to get paid. People want to.
Yes, sir.
People want their contract.
A lot of people don't understand. They go out there and buy a jersey, and then the guy's gone 2 years later. But it's a business.
It's a business. You're paying
it's
for
a
that
violent
player.
game. It's a violent game, and it's a business.
It's kind of like what I said about the Niners. We're not going to realistically keep all our players.
Oh no.
Next season it's going to be a head chop off. I think we're heading for our cap space, and our cap size is overgrown at this point because we had to pay out our players.
Yeah.
With McCaffrey signing.
Yeah, this is why this is the year.
This has to be the year that we go to the Super Bowl. But Purdy's pretty good.
Yes, he is. He's looking good out there. I'm not knocking him.
Hey,
but let me ask you, Jay, how did you see the game from your perspective, and how did you see your team?
I might be speaking from a little bit of bias here, but the 49ers, they iced the game out,
Yeah, it went into overtime, man.
But I have some honest answers that need to get solved.
Mm-hmm. You got questions that you need some answers. Okay.
That defense, man. Absolute garbage from the Niners, man. They got cooked.
Yes, they did.
And I'm not knocking on the Raiders because I think you guys actually have a good offense.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, top 10 in the league.
Yes, sounds about right.
You guys got Devontae Adams, Jacobs. You guys
number one running back. Let's not forget
Waller. You guys. I can't knock it on you. You guys, but your defense just ain't there. Let's be real here.
No, I think we're gonna focus on the defense come the draft time.
Come draft time.
Because the offense, you don't have to touch it, man. It's not broken. It's just right. You know what I mean?
Fix it.
It's seasoned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just prime for the taking, and there's nothing. And then it looks like Devontae is happy to be there. It looks like he's a little sad that
his best friend's leaving. That romance is done. You know what I mean?
Over. You know, but
yeah, you know, he's a longtime Raider fan his whole life, so, you know, he's got to understand, man, the Raiders been with Derek Carr.
Absolutely.
9 or 10 years. He's taken them to the playoffs twice.
Whole generation.
Right. And it's time to move on.
I think it's a little disheartening, but Raiders have to be realistic here. You know, Derek Carr isn't going to take him to places like that. And, you know, they're signing a new QB for that reason.
Right, and a lot of people out there may say, you know, with due to the circumstances, having six different head coaches through the years and trying to learn all these schemes and all these offenses, well, hey, you know.
Oh, actually, I want to touch on that. You know, as a Raiders fan, tell me a little bit about, you know, your team's been going through for the past, you know, years. Like,
well, you know, I don't know if people know, man, but the Ruggs going to prison. You know, when when that happened, we all know what happened. You know. He DUI, crashed, and killed another person.
That's heartbreaking.
You know, so he's in prison for probably the rest of his life, you know. He made that decision. Yeah. You know, living out there in the desert, man, temptation is always out there. Temptation's always going to be out there.
Always scratching at your
door. But you got to be smart with your money, you know. The NFL gives these guys free Ubers. He could have just Ubered his way home. But you know, people want to flash and throw the money up, which is cool, man. You're young. You know, a lot of people are going to do that. But you just got to be smart, man, and make smart decisions. You know, that won't affect you tomorrow.
That makes sense.
And the Antonio Brown too. Antonio Brown, he's just a clown. You know what I mean? He said like he wanted to play for the Raiders, but he wasn't ready, and that's cool. You know what I mean? We threw the trash out. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you gotta throw the trash out sometime.
And I want to talk about Antonio Brown a little bit.
Go ahead.
You know, it's heartbreaking because, you know, watching him from when he got drafted into the NFL, he was just a real spring of good life because I thought he was the best at his position.
One of the best. Oh, yeah.
Best at his position. I mean,
no doubt.
There was no doubt, you know. I think it's tragic but it's not really tragic at the end of the day because this is just his true colors that he's showing right now.
Right.
He's like a serpent, you know.
And Jay, he has showed you who he is time and time again, and people forgiving him. People, you know.
Yeah.
Because when you play good, man, people would forget about tomorrow. They just want to see greatness.
Yeah.
You know, Tom Brady brought him in, you know, threw the blanket over him and said, "Come play for the Bucks." You know, yeah. And you see how that turned out. He's talking about his wife and so on and so on.
It's ridiculous.
You know, and that shows what kind of friend he is. You know, the fact that Tom Brady, reached out, put his neck out there for you, and got you that ring. In all reality, he would have never won a ring.
He never would have got that ring without.
He just wasn't grateful, man. But you know, you see where he is now. Everybody gets what they deserve sometimes.
And it looks like his life is going to shambles at the moment because you think about it. I think he's just been blowing through all of his money that he has accumulated over his NFL career.
Getting in trouble with the law.
Buying these ridiculous $500,000 chains, $1 million chains. You know, all this. And then, hey, it's not my money at the end of the day, you know.
Right.
To each their own. Mm-hmm. But no, it's just tragic because he still had more time in his NFL, but nobody really wants him.
Yeah,
he's just a wreck. He causes dysfunction in the locker room. I think that's the word for it.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a distraction everywhere he goes.
Like,
you know,
it's just disappointing, but that's the reality of Antonio Brown.
Yeah, yes it is, man. But the John Gruden thing as well had a big effect in Carr and the Raider Nation. Because he was one of them coaches we wanted, you know, and we got. Even though that contract we were paying him was kind of outrageous, $10 million a year for 10 years, $100 million. You know, I don't know if you heard about the emails. I guess he was being sexist, saying racial slurs. You know.
Ooh, that's.
But the thing is, Jay, is okay. You know, the man is wrong and he's paying for it. But there's more to that story that people don't want to give out. You know, because it has to do with the owners. I guess Washington Commander owners has something to do with it. You know, and they don't want to mess that up. You know, it's a lot of money involved.
Yeah.
You know, because then he can talk. You know what I'm saying?
He can talk
and if he starts singing, it can get ugly. You know, so they just swept it under the rug. You know,
and threw him. Yeah.
And of course, fuck the Raiders overs. That's
Yeah.
That's our life story, man. The NFL just don't like us.
You guys your organization is rich in history, like you said to me in the past.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I think
the Raiders are football, man.
I think what you guys have achieved over your years, shows that your organization is not done. I just think you need a staff and an owner that care about your org, to drift it up. And it looks like you guys are going in the right path. It's a little shaky, a little rocky, but
well, look, I'm gonna say this. It is moving to Vegas was
it's a big hit.
It was a big hit, man, and it's yet to see if we can make it out there because now look, I have never seen in all these years I've been watching the Raiders, man. I have never seen so many fans from other places. You go to the Oakland, no fans. They're scared to come in. They're scared to come in. They're scared to wear their colors. So they'll just put on the black and hide out. You know what I mean? Which we like. You know what I mean? And now you see all these fans. I'm like, damn. You see all these red, all these Charger fans. Out
of the woodwork.
Because they know it ain't the town. You know what I mean? The town was something else. That black hole, man. That
just had a grip on the bed.
Man. Motherfuckers felt when they went in the black hole, man. They know they were in trouble, even though they were playing on the baseball field. Fuck it,
I want to touch down on that a little bit.
Go ahead.
That I don't want to diss on the Raiders, but that whole field was just bad. Like
it was disrespect.
It was just disrespectful for the NFL players.
That's part of the disrespect that the Raiders been going through.
Because every time we played the 49ers on there. At least, it's not even just us. Everybody would get injured. There was always leg issues. And I can't even imagine because you guys had to practice on the field.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But it was ours, Jay. It was ours.
It was yours.
It was ours, and everybody knew. That when you come to the town, I'm telling you,
you're
ready to get spit on, shit thrown on.
Yeah.
We had them psychologically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You guys had a hold. You guys still...
And look, Jay, it hurts to this day, man. My heart, it hurts to this day. You know what I mean? You could, before you go to the town, man, go watch the game for $50. Go out there,
Just go out there and funk it out.
And the tailgate, man, it's out of this world. You had to be there to know what I'm talking about. It's nothing like the Raider Nation. It's nothing like the Raider Nation,
All right, so I think we need to really get down to business. That Raiders versus 49ers game. Let's get into detail with that.
Go ahead.
All right, so I kind of want to start off. So, can I just go into the injury report a little bit?
Do what you got to do.
So, all right. Dre Greenlaw. He's a big hit for us, man. Linebackers are necessary to win playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Even if we somehow did lose against the Raiders, we're still going to the playoffs.
Well, it was possible. Go ahead.
But, Dre Greenlaw, he's an interception machine, man. He will catch those flies. He'll swat it. He'll do everything he can. He's just real efficient. He wants... Kind of reminds me a little bit of Crosby, because he's just motivated.
There's only one white tiger.
Okay. I'm not throwing shade, but he's really motivated. He wants the defense to win.
Right. He wants to win.
And then let's be apparent.
But what happened to him? ACL?
Yeah, man. He went down with the... So he got tackled. He went down with the back injury, man, and I think he's gonna be sidelined for the whole season.
Them back injuries that
it's hard to recover from.
Exactly, you got to give it time,
And
even when you come back, you gotta. There's a difference between being ready for practice and being ready for the game. You still got to practice and get into shape again. To football,
absolutely.
As a football player, man, you can always play football, but it's the hits. You got to get ready for those hits. For the hits,
And that's true spoken right there. I think that's gonna take a big hit. I think 49ers defense, we have good backups. It's not an issue. Like I think at the moment we have covering for Emmanuel Mosley. I think he is the best cornerback in the league by far, but he has been out for the season. We had what was his name, Lenore. He was in there, but he was just getting cooked by, man. Devontae Adams just was cooking him.
Oh, he's that boy. You know what I mean?
And I respected Devontae Adams. He's good, but
yes, he is.
He just can catch anything. But hey, man, you can't win them all. I want to just talk about. I know it's not in the week, but Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell, man.
Yeah, he was definitely missed.
Two keystone players for our offense. No, I think we got by what we've been having. we don't. I don't think we apparently need Debo, but
you definitely need him.
But for
you
the
definitely
playoffs,
need him.
For the playoffs,
any game, because you got to win this game.
I think it's a smart thing. Hopefully he comes back first week in the playoffs, or if we do clinch the first seed, get that bye week.
Right, it'd be perfect.
Perfect
scenario.
Perfect scenario for us. But he did go down with. At first, when I seen the clip, I think it was on the Commanders.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, the way he landed, man, he went down the middle. And I would still say this: Shanahan made a bad call. Ran him straight down the middle when we didn't need. We were already up.
Right, you were already up. Game was sold. You know what I mean? It was a wrap.
He got suffered with the knee injury, and then I think it was an ACL almost.
Yeah. That you guys got lucky, man. He could have got a worse injury. He's fragile.
It was just. I think
some of the Niners are real fragile. So hold your breath. Last game.
Debo, I think he's an immaculate player, and I think he slots in perfectly. But it's heartbreaking because we could have tossed the Raiders a little more around if we had Debo there. Let's be real.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But look, now that you're touching on injuries, I would like to
Go ahead.
The Raiders played without their linebacker, Perryman. He's a tackling machine, man. You wouldn't have ran that ball like you were running. And everybody knows. That's 52 for those who don't know. And also Chandler Jones, he was definitely missed. We needed to put some heat on your quarterback. And, you can't do it with the second string, third string.
Our big boy Purdy was going to
But no excuses, man. Like I said, we put up the fight. We went there to fight. We danced. And, somebody had to come out winning. But we took you guys to the overtime.
Hey, you danced with the devil. You got hit with the flame.
We gave you guys a heart attack, But it's
cool. But let's change it up. Change the pace, of course. Let's really just dive in that game. I went over the injuries, but Brock, Niners win, 37-34. Congratulate. I want to congratulate you guys all. You guys are from the Bay. It's always been a rivalry. It's always been a history. Who's the better team, right? It's always been the Niners, but I'm just saying.
And then you woke up,
Let's touch down. I want to touch down on the Niners. I want you to touch down on the Raiders a little bit. You can tell me anything you want. Brock Purdy threw for 284 yards.
Not bad for a rookie.
And then he's been, I understand you guys. It was his first game, and Stidham definitely outplayed him. I'm not even gonna hold him.
Oh yeah, anybody can see.
Yeah, it was just apparent. For 2 touchdowns, he had 1 interception, man.
He did.
That needs to get kinked out, and it's not even like, if it's a bad interception, whatever, I'll let it slide. Mm-hmm. But how close the game was, that can't be happening.
Yeah.
It was a big hit. He was aiming for Kittle down the field to the touchdown, and then one of your Raiders, man, they intercepted it.
This close.
It was right there. He underthrew it to the side when he should have been on the left. That bit us in the ass, man.
Right, that could have been the game right there. That could have been the game,
but I think through adversity, this showed me another layer of Brock Purdy. Because I think so far he's just been we've been sweeping our games. The defense has been so number one defense has been throwing us frisbees, because he could throw an interception or two and they would just run the playback and then we have so many 4-yard touch stops. First down they get stopped, second down they get stopped, third down they get stopped, and we have to force them to get a field goal, whatever.
Right.
They're not we're just clamping the QB down and the run game, or any team that evades us, we go for the throat. And I really want to talk on, if we're going to talk on defense, I want to talk about Nick Bosa.
The man that got no tackles, no sacks, but we can talk.
I really want to touch down. I'm talking about this game. I'm going to talk about this whole. He's DP of the year. Let's not lie.
Not yet.
I'm waiting for his little trophy to come through. All right, Nick Bosa, man. Let's be real here. He didn't do it that well.
He didn't do nothing, man. Nothing at all. The Niners are the number 1 defense supposedly, but I couldn't tell. And you had Bosa, you had everybody on their defensive line.
Bosa he added some pressure, but Stidham just wasn't scared of the defense the Niners were putting down. And I don't blame him, because the way he was running through it, You know, your man Jacobs was running through our offense nothing.
Like butter,
man.
But he was getting out for a couple drives, man. I guess he was hurt, But he's such a Raider, he got to go out there and get it.
A couple stops.
Because a lot of people don't know, man. When you're hurt, they take you out to the back and they inject you, and you should be good for about an hour or two. Now it starts wearing off with them hits. Because those hits don't go nowhere. You got to take
big man hits.
Got to take them in the chest.
Imagine a 400-pound man just running straight to you. I'll be done. I would be done.
Yeah.
And I want to touch down on our main man McCaffrey, man. He's the real soul of our team right now. I think for our offense without Debo, he's the reason we get so much yardage.
His weight. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think his touchdowns, intertwine. He might get a touchdown or two, but the yardage he can accumulate in a game is fantastic, man. Like, he ran for 121 yards.
Yeah, he's in the right system for sure.
I think
that's the thing about your coach. He knows how to utilize him. He knows how to squeeze the limit out of them. He's gonna get everything.
Every drop, every
yes, sir. And that's what it's about. That's what
I think he was getting wasted on the Panthers.
Yeah. I mean the Panthers. That franchises.
They had one star, and that was McCaffrey, man. That was it, and they were running dust,
and they're running them to the ground. They're running to the ground.
I think
so. That's why a lot of people felt like you guys were stretching to go get him.
Yeah.
But hey, it turned out beautiful for you guys.
Honestly, such a good pick.
But
have him, man.
He has a history of being fragile and getting hurt.
Absolutely.
That's why I said, hey, hold your breath this last game. Hold your breath.
But I think with the return of some of our players, and hopefully Elijah Mitchell comes back up. That will take some stress off.
Some reps out of him. Yeah, because
And I do believe Elijah Mitchell, will become the best running back. But give it time. Brandon Ayuk, man, clutchest player of the game, no doubt, no ifs, ands, or buts. Brock Purdy was throwing some questionable throws, man.
Jay, player of the game was my man Adams, and with 153 yards. And 2 touchdowns. There's no debate.
Oh, man. I just think it's more clutch. I think he was player of the game, but I'm calling clutch factor.
No way. I mean, hey.
And if we're going to be real, Devontae Adams didn't get that one catch on me, man.
I know, but 153 is enough. I just want him to do enough. You know what I mean?
Let's be real here. All right, for the Raiders fans, you guys did not catch. You did not catch that, man.
You did it. But you know how the NFL works. If they call it a pass, if they call it a catch, and when they go out to review it and there's no evidence that show otherwise, they got to call it what they called it at first, which was a catch.
Bad call, but whatever. We came up with the dub. I think touching down more on that, George Kittle, man. I can't stress this. I think that duo between Brock Purdy and Kittle can be dangerous all the time. I think that's it's gonna be leading them for games in the playoffs. I love Debo. That man can run that ball, but George Kittle and Brock Purdy.
Kittle's there to block. That's it, man. He's a blocking tight end.
I don't think you're giving him enough credit, man. Like, I believe he's a reason why we don't have so many holes on our O-line.
Yeah, he's big help, like I said, man. In the running game, he has to block.
But I want him to get more effective and more clearer.
But you guys are a run-first offense. You guys are a run-first offense, so... Whatever works, but I understand. Hey, I'm
Brock Purdy is
he's got the hands. He's no Waller. He's no Darren Waller.
I don't know. I think George Kittle's better, man. But, he's not going to... Everyone's not going to say it because he just hasn't got the looks this season, man.
Right.
So I'm not going to debate it. George Kittle scores 1 touchdown. Had a chance for a second touchdown. Like I said, Brock Purdy threw it badly. Got intercepted. A little bit of a heartbreak, man. But nonetheless, that needs to get connected, Purdy's throws are fine, man. I think, like I said, he showed adversity. The man, we were coming back. We were down the whole game. Oh, yeah,
you were down by 11 by halftime. Let's not forget. You guys were spooked. We had you guys spooked in the desert.
We were down the whole game, man. Like, it wasn't even a joke. I think you guys surprised me out the woodwork. You guys scored that first touchdown.
I'm telling you.
Ran for that drive. Smoked the defense like it was... just a blunt.
Right. Exactly. We just smoked it. You know what I mean?
I think...
Smooth.
Man, Purdy, man. I can't stress it enough. He's a rookie, so I'm going to let him off the hook. But at the same time, man, this is a Super Bowl team right here. This is a team ready to win a game. It just needs a QB to command the offense. And then...
Hey, man, like I said, I'm not knocking the rookie, but he's going to be a rookie in one of these games.
And I think he did.
And then what's everybody going to say? Oh, of course, you know, we kind of seen it coming, man. He's a rookie. What do you think? What do you expect?
I hope he doesn't have a meltdown, you know, as any other fan of any other team.
Well, look, he has the right team, right scheme, defense, running back. He has everything to shine. But there's going to come a time where it's going to be on his back. And he has to be ready to answer that. And that's all it is.
I think with this game, it showed me that he really did show what he could do behind the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't crumble. Like, I think he was stressed, you know. Who wouldn't be?
You're right.
But he showed a certain calmness about him. And then the last game, the last drive, the last minute, I think it was minute 11 it was. We got the ball after you guys scored, you know, the tying touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And then the field goal. He just had this, it just reminded me of Joe Montana, man. Just a certain coolness about him, man.
And this guy in Montana, I'm telling you, man.
It just had this embodiment. You know, I think he has his own style, his own throw pattern.
5 games and this man's Montana, huh?
He showed me something.
You guys, the Niners are flying high, man. Angel does, Holmes.
You know, it's better than that Raiders practice smoke all the time.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Well, look, we don't have much to talk about the Raiders, man. I can get into stats, but in all reality, we're not in the playoffs, you know. But I will say some stats about the game. Stidham, 300 and let's see here, man. 365 yards,
Ooh.
3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. But people got to understand, this is his first start. You know, this is his first start, so
absolutely.
you know it's expected. You know what I mean? It's expected.
And he looked good.
Yeah, he did. He surprised a lot of people, man. A lot of people felt like he'd do better than Carr in that situation, which you know it's hard to go against that. You know what I mean?
Can I do like debuckling on that? How do you really feel about that? Because you told me earlier that you said Carr was gonna eat better.
Jay, with that protection, man, there's no doubt in my mind Carter cooked. There's no doubt in my mind. But it's hard to say that when this man just showed you this. You know, I don't want to knock Stidham. You know, he's a cool backup. But do I think he's the man for the nation? Hell no.
I think the reason you guys got those looks is because we didn't expect anything from Stidham, though. Like, honestly. Like,
right. Hey, look, even though we were in the playoffs still, you know, we didn't have much to lose, man. For us to make the playoffs, a lot of shit had to happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, but we still had that. But you know what? At the end of the day, I kind of feel, and the coach is not going to go out there and say it, man, but some of the Raider Nation feels like this man was tanking.
Yeah,
this man was tanking on some of the games, yes. Because for 5 games this season, we were up by 11, and this man couldn't keep
the lead.
Couldn't keep the lead, man. And it's always second half. We're always up, and he couldn't keep the lead. So you know, but it makes sense, man. When you're a coach coming into a new organization, you're gonna bring your staff in, your players, players you're gonna draft. Because if you play with somebody else's team, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, that was John Gruden's team. John Gruden put him on."
Hell yeah.
You know, he's eating off John Gruden. You know what I mean? And he don't want that. He don't want to have that over him. So what is he gonna do? He's probably gonna draft some of our good players.
Yeah.
You know, getting rid of Carr, and he's gonna run his own regime. You know, this is his time. This is his team.
This is his, yeah.
You know, Mark Davis gave him the power. You know what I mean?
Just let him run free.
And I guess they want to do the Patriots away. I don't understand it, man. I don't know what that means.
Woo.
But F the Patriots. That's all I got to say. You know?
Speaking of Patriots, man.
And, you know, for those who didn't see the game, too, Adams, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think I said that. Jacobs, he did his thing. Maybe didn't get 100 yards, but like I said, he was hurt throughout the game. Yeah. You know, he still got his touchdown in. You know, and you know, it was a hell of a game, man. But
yeah.
I don't want to, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a good game. You know, I think, you know, that's always gonna be a rivalry there. You know, I think this season, you know, you brought some mind. I think they didn't care too much about this game going in.
Yeah.
I think let's be real here. But the fans wanted it. You heard them in the fucking crowd.
Yeah.
They were going wild, man.
Yeah.
Screaming. You know, I seen all the Raiders paint. You know, all these old 50-year-old Mexican ladies, overweight, with their sons. It was a good game.
It was, Jay. But you know, I want to get into the playoffs, Jay. I want to get into the wild card scenario over here on the AFC.
Okay.
You know, players. The wild card teams, and keep in mind they're all 8-8. They all have the same record. You know, have the same record, so it's fair game.
Fair game.
You know, and those teams are the Steelers, the Jaguars, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. You know. So hey, for those fans who like those teams, this is the week to watch. Week 18. You know, it's all on the table. It's fair game.
It's a gamble. Whoever puts the most on their deck is gonna take it all.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any bets on who you might take?
Who I think is gonna make the playoffs? I want to say, and this is gonna sound crazy, man. A lot of people might disagree with me, and that's fine.
Lay it on.
Jaguars. The Jaguars.
The
Jaguars. They're looking cool. You know, they're looking cool. They're that black horse. You know, I'm not saying they're gonna do something in the playoffs, but they're definitely.
You don't think the Dolphins can do it, man?
Nah, man. I think Tua's done. You know, they're not gonna put him out there again. This is his second concussion. You know, he is the future, and they don't want to risk that. You know, they don't want to risk that at all. Even though a lot of fans want him out there, but like you said, man, you got to think about the man's health, and the organization is gonna think about the future.
You think Tua heading into this next season? You think he's is a good fit for the Dolphins? Like, because he just hasn't been icing his games out. Like, he'll score off the rip first 2 quarters, 20
He was
points.
looking red hot, man. Even when he came back after that concussion, that everybody
he was still looking great.
He was looking good, but
he just hasn't looked as poised in the pocket like he usually does.
Right. He's definitely hit he's hit a curve on the road, man. He was definitely going up, and everybody felt like playoffs. It leaves.
You think it was a fluke?
Wild card. I wouldn't say a fluke. Jay,
he started off red hot, and he just couldn't keep
I wouldn't say.
points.
I feel like a lot of things play part, man. He's a starter. Playing in December. Playing out there with the Bills.
It's a different
playing
vibe.
in the snow. It's a different vibe, man. Everybody always says win in December. Win in December. Those games in December are crucial. Are very crucial to the season.
Those make or break your season, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know too much because about the Dolphins, but I know that he's definitely the future, and they definitely need a good backup in case he goes down.
Absolutely, yeah.
But they definitely got good things going over there.
No, I think the addition of Tyreek Hill just makes that. I really love. It was kind of a heartbreak for me. We lost Raheem Mostert.
Yeah,
like one of our best runners.
Yeah. He's out there doing his thing. He's out there doing his thing.
I think he actually broke the world record for the fastest run, or like fastest mile per hour. I think he hit like 20.
Did he beat Tyreek? Because
he beat Tyreek.
Yes. Known as the cheetah. He's known as the cheetah. Man, okay, this man's no joke.
Yeah. It was when he was on the Niners.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. I definitely had him on my fantasy about a year.
He's a good runner. He just gets injured,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But I want to talk about the NFC a little bit, man. Like,
go ahead. Tell me the wild card.
Some scenarios,
Let me know the wild card.
So I think for the 7th seed, let me start off with the players that clinched it. The teams. Eagles first right now.
Eagles first.
But they can lose it, man.
They can lose, and I know if you guys win, you guys are in.
We're in the 1st seed. The Niners will be in the 1st if they do lose. But I think they're playing their starter, Jalen Hurts, I believe. Unless he's out. But Vikings, third. Right after the Niners. And then I want to touch down. Buccaneers clinched it 8-8. The 4th seed, man. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Okay, yeah. I know.
The way we just demolished them. I didn't think we were going to see him ever again. But good thing for Brady,
Oh, Brady's the GOAT, brother. Brady's the GOAT, but he's in there.
And then the Cowboys, they clinched their 5th spot.
Yeah, and they're looking good. They're looking good. They're looking like they can challenge you guys up along the road. Everybody's waiting for that rematch.
I want to see it. I want to see, But I don't think Dak Prescott is going to do it, man.
I don't know because look,
they have a good defense on them.
Both defense on both sides, man. And if they play in Jerry World,
I want them to show up and show out. And the last New York Giants, man, they clinched that 6th spot.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh man,
they got it.
No one's worried about them.
But, no one's. But anything can happen, man. In the playoffs. I've seen some, the Eagles back in the day.
Yeah.
They got with Nick Foles, crazy hit. So on the hunt for the 7th seed, Seahawks, the Lions, and the Packers. Who do you take those 3?
Say it again. Run it back.
The Seahawks, the Lions, and the Packers. Who are you taking?
Packers, no doubt. You can't go against Rodgers. But you know what? Lions been surprising, but I'm not.
Rodgers, man, he's something else.
Yeah. He's wasn't doing so good, man. He's bouncing back. He's getting right. He's getting back.
He always has rough starts, though.
Yeah. He tends. But this man's won MVP twice in a row. No one's done that, or if they have, I haven't heard. He's won MVP twice consecutively. So hey, you can never count him out.
He's all
he may not have the best roster, or may not, but he's getting hot at the right time.
It's just his defense, man. It's just they can score points on the Packers because it's never apparent there. It's just been season after season it's happened, and the 49ers have taken full advantage of that. Their run game can just slice and dice to that D line. But clinching scenarios. All right, if Philadelphia or Dallas lose, they can end up with. All right, so Philadelphia win, obviously first seed, bro. It's not even apparent. They go in with that bye week. I think Jalen needs it because he's still suffering from that shoulder injury. But if Dallas and Eagles do lose, Niners can get that first seed.
They definitely
and
could.
I think we really do need that rest.
Jay, everything is possible, man. This is the last week. Everybody's scared to get injured. To get their best players injured, man. So, other teams cannot play their best players, man. It's all in the air. But, everybody wants that number one. Everybody wants to get that rest to get their team back up.
A little tricky right now because,
yeah.
We're missing, I think, for all starting rosters, they're missing a lot of key players right now. It's apparent. Our next opponent, man, Arizona Cardinals.
That's a gimme. That's a gimme. That is a gimme, but don't take it slightly. You can't go into the game thinking you won already.
We've lost to the Cardinals before, and then they've given us trouble. But
but they lost their quarterback. So
without the derivative J.J. Watt, I don't think they're gonna be too much of a problem.
He's retiring, by the way, this year. Shout out to J.J. man.
Shout out to J.J. man. He's one of those people that I really respect, man.
That precision, man, to play that long and put up the stats he put up. Hey, man. Much respect to him,
So
his brother's gonna take over now. Baby Watt, he's been doing his thing.
Well,
Defensive Player of the Year, I think, last year. So he's definitely got it in the genes, in the blood.
It's been a perky. But do you have anything else for me, man?
Jay, I just want to give your honest opinion, man. Who do you got for the Super Bowl? I know it's far and we're in the playoffs, but let's just take it a stretch. Let's go out there, take a gamble, my friend.
Okay. I'm just saying, I'm going to say Niners, but, I'm going to be realistic here.
No, you can say what you got,
But I want to be opinionated. All right. Eagles, man.
Eagles?
They're not too bad. I really respect Travis Kelce, man. I think he's a really humble person. One of my favorite O-line, defensive players. He's just such a great look.
And they're a complete team right now.
Complete team.
That is not a bad pick. I think a lot of people feel that way.
And then with the cruising of Jalen Hurts, I didn't think he would get this good this year, man.
Right. He's definitely stepped up his game, man, in ways that he's surprising the world.
I didn't think he would be that great, but
he wants that ring.
He wants
He has to climb. He has to climb the ladder to get that.
I think Cowboys. I don't want to say Cowboys, man. I think Niners have a better chance than Cowboys do. I think Dak has more experience, but I think he's gonna crumble. And then the Vikings. People say the Vikings, but I don't think they're that good. Their
schedule speak. They're the record, man. They got a good record. You can't knock them.
They got a good record,
but no one trusts Kirk Cousins.
He's gonna crumble.
He's a middle of the pack guy. You know what I mean? He's a middle of the pack guy. So I don't think a lot of people feel the Vikings. But look, if you ask me, man, I think Mahomes. I think the KC, man. They got what it takes. They've been there. That coach is great, man. They complement each other right, man. They can definitely go out there and do it again, I feel. Again, Sue, it could be the Eagles. It could be you guys.
Hey, that would be a great matchup. The Kelce brothers, versus each other.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, that would be a great matchup.
I just know that nobody wants it with Mahomes. And it hurts as a Raider fan, man, because, we always want to beat those guys. He's in our division.
Mahomes, I'm going to say this. He's going to get beat out by Joe Burrow.
You think so?
He's going to get
iced out by Joe Burrow. You think he's got his number?
Mahomes don't got it on him like that, man. He's going to crumble. He crumbled against the Buccaneers. He's going to crumble against Joe Burrow to the Bengals. He did it last season. Joe Burrow just has ice on him. But I want to end it off here. I don't have much more to say. You have anything more to say, man?
Hey man, I just want to, you know what I mean, give thanks to the people that put me on this chair and gave me this opportunity to come in and talk my shit with you.
Hell yeah,
you
man.
know what I mean? And I'm ready for the next takeover, man. And that's about it. I want to tell everybody, man, to subscribe to the channel. That'll help out the channel a lot. It will let you know when we drop new stuff. And you know, shout out, man, to everybody.
Hey, man.
Bigheaded Entertainment.
Hey man, shout out to all y'all people. Beautiful faces. Thank you for watching. This was your co-host, Raider Boy, and then your main host, Jay. Peace.